Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Synced Up. I'm your host, Sabrina Sabloski. So, if you are watching this and you can see me right now, I've truly never looked better in my life. Bangs are out the face, glasses are on, no makeup because mama has a sty that really is just. It threw a little curveball at me. But you know what? I feel like I'm showing up so myself right now, like literally rawest form. So I love that. I love how intimate we can be together. So this week, I feel like I've wanted to talk about a few different things. And you know what? We're just going to talk about all of it. So, one quote, and I'm just going to give you a little brief overview of what we're going to talk about. I've really been thinking about the quote in order to have a village, you need to be a villager. And I want to talk about that, the importance of community, and how I feel like I need to be more of a villager and also rebuilding my fucking village, bro. Like, I live in a different city now, a different state. So I really am wanting to be a villager. And I'm going to tell you guys like ways that I am building community and ways that I'm contributing to my fucking village. The second thing that I wanted to talk about, I think it's just like, I want to talk about things that I find cool and things that I respect in others that when I see them do it, I'm like, that is cool. And I want to implement that into my life. Part of it is being a villager. The third one, I want to talk about like being in a safe relationship, what that's been like for me, because the relationship I'm in now with Mr. BD has really been so healing. And I always said, like, I want to be in a safe relationship, but I don't think I even knew what that meant till being in this relationship. So, just sharing, I guess, like, what's made me feel safe and almost be an expander for you guys to like just things to be aware of and expand you guys into what is possible because I was even talking to my cousin the other day and she was like, now whenever I'm dating guys, like I think about Mr. BD because he raises the fucking bar. So, just little things that have meant so much to me and that make me feel really safe. And then anything else that I think of. Oh, I also wanted to talk about like tips on how to become a creator and how it really is like such a lesson in self awareness, being on the internet and opening yourself up that way, putting yourself out there to have people comment on you, comment on your opinions. It's a lesson in visibility and being seen and being okay with that, and also not being liked by everyone. There's another quote that M on the Brain, Emily McDonald says, is that if everyone likes you, then nobody truly loves you. And I've been thinking about that too. So I guess this is just an episode on everything that's been on my brain. Who knows if I will get into all of it, but those are kind of like the pillars of what I want to get into today. I first want to start with the things that Mr. BD does that makes me feel safe. Let's just get that not out of the way, but like I do want to talk about it because I feel like all the other ones kind of go hand in hand and there are deeper layers to it. But something that he does that I appreciate so much is he keeps his word. Like he shows up on time, he is extremely consistent. So I know what to expect. And I can trust his word because he's shown through consistency that his actions will always follow. Yeah, I just really appreciate how consistent he is. When he says something, he does it, which I think also shows a level of responsibility. And yeah, he just like, I just feel so safe. So I've been really thinking about this village quote as I'm rebuilding my community and also thinking about how I'm showing up for my friends because I feel like we're all kind of scattered right now. Like we're all living in different cities. So it is a little bit harder to stay as close knit just from proximity alone. But Olivia actually said that to me. It's like, if you want a village, you have to be a villager. And so it's kind of made me want to be more proactive, I guess, with my relationships that I'm building in my life and also nourishing. And I think a really great way to do that is to be proactive and reach out to people. Just compliment them on their wins, encourage them, make people feel seen. And it's not even, I think there's, or at least I had this misconception of like every time you have to reach out to someone, it's to make a plan or make it so intentional. But sometimes you can literally just reach out to someone and say, I saw you do this campaign, or I saw you with this new job promotion, or I see you working so hard. And I just want to say, I'm so proud of you. And that, I mean, even thinking about it, like, I'm like, oh my God, that feels so good to just say to someone and putting out that supportive energy. It's really so true. What you put out comes back to you. And it kind of ties into altruism of like, oh, are you doing this act of kindness towards someone else because it's making you feel good? Like, where is it rooted from? But it really does make you feel good to go out of your way to make someone else feel seen. Like, I'm getting lit up just thinking about it. I'm feeling so energized just thinking of like who I want to text and making them feel like, you know, your efforts are being noticed and I'm so proud of you. And it's exciting to think like, oh my God, I can build this community. I can hand pick it. Like, I can start fresh and hand pick. Like, that is so exciting. And I get to choose which relationships I want to nurture. There's something just like so exciting about that. But I think something that I want to work on is reaching out to people for literally no reason except to say, like, I'm so proud of you. You're killing it. Or I saw your post the other day. You look so beautiful. Like, you look like you're glowing. I hope you are doing so well. And it's cool to tell yourself, like, yes, I'm a fucking leader. Like, I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to spread some joy and positive energy where I can. There is something really empowering about that because, and I talk about this in a lot of my episodes, but we really only have control over ourselves, how we think, the choices that we make, and the actions that we take. So I'm trying to really identify with that, making it a core identity of like, I'm a leader. That is my identity. I'm a healer. I'm a teacher. Like, I've been really into self concept, self identity, because anytime you're trying to manifest something, it's really important to align your vision of yourself, your identity with whatever it is that you're calling in. So, say that you're writing a book, you have to make it your identity that you are an author. If you want to be a creator, make it your identity. I am a creator. And then from that place, ask yourself, like, what would a creator do? So, this kind of leads into my second point. This is what I was saying. Like, this episode's going to be all over the place. Sorry. They're all going to tie, it's all going to tie together, but like, that's just where my brain is at right now. And I hope you guys can follow along. But in order to be a creator, if you want to start getting into creating, one of my top tips is to act like a creator. Like, what would a creator do? How would a creator feel? How would they dress? And if you don't feel like being a creator is part of your identity yet, like if you are building your platforms and you still have that bit of imposter syndrome, or you're feeling worried about how people are going to perceive you, if you're feeling nervous to post a reels on Instagram because you have people following you and it's like, oh my God, I'm scared, like I'm going to be cringe or people are going to judge me, whatever. It's so important to first ask yourself, what would a creator do? And then just start taking small actions aligned with that. And I swear, once you start getting into the rhythm of it and finding your authentic voice and style, which I want to say, even with myself, I have gone through so many different evolutions from when I started posting consistently online. I started posting in high school, college, and I've obviously changed so much. I feel like one of the first niches I found with posting and what kind of made me blow up was my spiritual practice. I remember it was April 2021, so 5 years ago. I said to myself, you know what? I want to commit to creating. So for 6 months, I'm going to pour all my energy into being a creator. And what inspired me to do that was because that was when I was really starting my spiritual journey and finding this deep sense of self awareness, this openness to, like, it was basically my spiritual awakening. And I felt so inspired by that, that I wanted to share about my experience and what I was learning, what practices I was implementing, everything, all the woo woo stuff. I was going so into it, reading all the books. And I thought, okay, I'm going to share about this. I'm going to be a creator. I'm pouring into this for 6 months. Let's see what happens. And I really feel inspired to share about my spiritual practices and journey and everything that I'm learning. So that is kind of what propelled me into creating. And with being a content creator, if you are just starting out, yes, you're going to have to get over the fear of being seen. But also think about it this way: anyone who is doing better than you or is in a position of where you want to go, they're never going to look at you and think, oh, wow, that's cringe. Like, that's embarrassing. It's always the people below you or who are insecure, jealous, really just feeling bad about themselves that are going to see your content and think to themselves, like, oh, that's cringe or embarrassing. Or it's a reflection of a risk that you are taking, a way that you are stepping into your own light that they still are suppressing within themselves. So seeing you do that is actually a reminder to them that they haven't done it yet, and it's going to sometimes that helps people jumpstart, and other times it makes people feel worse about themselves and project onto you. So always remember, it's never a reflection of you and your voice. If you are doing something that lights you up, that is not harming others, that is all that matters. And so, all that to say, when I was first starting out, I would make videos and they would just not land. Like, I would get no views, no engagement. But the more that you just continue to practice, think of each video as data, see the ones that perform well, see the ones that receive higher engagement. And when you kind of think about it in this way of like, okay, I'm doing an experiment, I am running an experiment, let's see how this video lands. Instead of tying the engagement or the level of performance to your sense of self worth, not correlating the two, that's going to eliminate a lot of blocks and just help you stay focused and move forward. When you can think about it as data of like, okay, let's see how this performs. Sometimes the hook is not strong enough. Sometimes the editing needs some work, but you have to take the first step. You have to take the first rep in order to get to the 100th one, which is where you'll have so much more data. You'll feel so much more confident, so much more aligned and one with your voice. And I even think about this with Pilates. It's really true for anything. The first class that I taught, I'm sorry, the first training session, I remember the first day of training with Fuse House, we had to go around and say our names, introduce ourselves, say something about us, where we're from, whatever. When it got to my turn, I was so nervous to even just say, hi, my name is Sabrina. I'm at the time 26 years old and I'm from New York City. Like, my voice was shaking. And then that was kind of the pattern for the beginning of training. And then when I taught my first class, I taught the whole class staying on my mat. Like, I was doing the whole workout with the class instead of getting up and making adjustments and seeing what the class needed because I just wasn't experienced enough. But if I just told myself, okay, I'm going to practice this in my head or just live in theory of what it would be like to be a Pilates instructor. And I didn't actually just put myself out there to take the reps and take the classes and everything. I wouldn't be in the position that I am today. And I know it sounds so intuitive, like duh, but we don't realize how much we hold ourselves back by just staying in our mind and thinking our way through it versus just taking the actions. And that is where affirmations are helpful. For instance, saying, like, I am a leader, I'm a teacher, I'm a kick ass Pilates instructor. Yes, it is so important to start to rewrite the narrative and have that narrative going. Obviously, it's way more productive to think that way versus, oh my God, I'm so bad at this and I'm never going to get there. Yes, it's important to have the mental part going, but what really accelerates the process or can amplify your affirmations tenfold is by actually just putting yourself in the position to take action. Like taking an action that is aligned with the affirmation is going to propel you forward so much quicker. Like if you want to accelerate your manifestation or accelerate the process of your affirmations, start to take actions that mirror the affirmation. So, for instance, if I'm saying all the time, I'm such a viral creator, are you making posts? Like, are you posting consistently? Are you using the feedback of your posts? For instance, if you're always posting a morning routine doing your skincare and it's not popping off, okay, maybe don't do that. Like, sorry, tough love. I've seen so many people do this where they're like trying to just do what everyone else is doing, which is also fine. You don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel, but if there's nothing standing out about your content, it's just you posting your morning routine, why ask yourself, like, why would someone care about this? If they don't know anything about you, if they don't have a connection or relationship to you, like, why would they care about a random person's morning routine unless you are providing insane, or not even insane, unless you are actually providing like genuine value. Like if you have a niche health condition and you found this incredible morning routine filled with specific supplements or something super specific to this health condition, something extremely niche, then that's a different story. But if you're just like washing up, doing your skincare, eating breakfast, why would someone care? Or on the other hand, if you're doing a morning routine for weight loss, like say you are on your weight loss journey and this is your morning routine that supports your weight loss goals. This is what you're eating. This is the workout that you're doing. This is the meditation that you're doing. Something more specific that is going to make your content stand out and make people care. Because if you're just keeping it general, no one is going to care. But you need to know, like, find your voice, find your style, and that will help inform your other content. Take the feedback, even if there's no feedback of like, this was a great video or I hated this video. See what people are engaging with, see what people aren't engaging with, and then make some tweaks. How can you make it personal and authentic to you? What are you going through right now that is it could be relatable to somebody else, even if it feels a little bit scary, even if it feels like a little bit gross. For instance, today I had to go to the doctor because I have a fucking sty and there's green shit coming out of my eye. Is that like so gross and embarrassing? Yes. But also, like, do I care that it's kind of gross and embarrassing? Not really. I feel like so many people have experienced a sty, and I'm thinking in my head, like, we're always posting the highlight reels. Like, what's something realer, more authentic to actually what I'm going through today? I'm going through something not necessarily sexy, but I'm going to post about it because it's what's going on. Like, I'm going to post in my glasses, my eye ointment for my sty. You know what I mean? And it allows people to feel like, oh, this is a real person that I can connect to who's going through things that I've been through before too. Like, try to think about it in that way as well. It's really just a mindset. And also, I could be posting videos about my sty and it's just not landing. So, how can I make this more relatable? Even now, as I'm in this massive stage of transition, even though it's already been 3 months of transition, but it's like you don't just move to a new city and then everything falls in. I mean, it did kind of fall into place actually. BH, thank you God. Um, but like things are settling, you know what I mean? And I'm still not fully settled. Like I'm still trying to build a community and be the fucking villager that I want to be. And but yeah, so it takes time, but try to see it all as data. Ask yourself, how can I add value? What is something that stands out about this or makes this experience a little bit different? But I think also approaching your content from a values service driven mindset, like how can I serve my community, how can I add value to my community, what can I share that's going to uplift someone or help someone, that is automatically going to make your content savable, sendable, engaging, you know? So I think that's a great place to start. And then once people feel connected to you, then sharing, like, oh, this is what I use for my scalp. Like, I don't know why I just thought of that. But stuff like that, people are going to care because they care about you. But think about, like, why would someone want to care about what I'm doing? How can I add value and service to them? How can I add joy to this? And I think going from there, being okay with things flopping, being okay with things not performing the way that you want them to perform. As a creator of years, like, I still have videos that don't perform the way that I want them to. And yes, it is discouraging. You start to question yourself, like, am I doing the right thing? You would honestly be so surprised at how many creators, successful creators, question themselves, question whether they're in the right field. So I think that's something that's not really talked about, but know that the self doubt will come, but just double down in what you're doing. If you really want this, just trust the process, and also give yourself permission to not have every post be viral. Like, it is okay if not everything performs at 100. That doesn't mean that you are not meant to do this or not a good creator. It does not mean that. And just be easy on yourself, because it can be filled with comparison or like, who's going to care, and this is so cringe. But again, no one who's doing better than you is going to look down on you, and if they are, like, it just screams insecure and mean, and that is sad for them. I pity them. So that is my little rant and spiel on that. Yeah, that feels good. So I hope that this episode was inspiring for you. I hope you feel inspired to tap into your inner creator. I hope you feel safe in your relationships. And I hope that you try to be that villager that your village needs. And if you want to be part of my village, let me know, because we can forge together. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you liked this episode, please leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Helps me help you. And with that, I will see you in the next episode. Mwah. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.